This summer, that gentleman, Steve Witkoff, who's President Trump's Middle East envoy, took a trip to Sardinia to do a little meeting to get some business done. Okay, lots of rich people went there, and one in particular you should care about. This is Sheikh Tahnoon bin Zayed al Nahyan. And the reason he's meeting up with Steve Witkoff is they had two different deals that they wanted to finalize. Okay, one involved a crypto company that was founded by both Witkoff himself and the Trump family, and that would benefit both financially. The other involved a sale of valuable computer chips that would benefit the UAE economically. And this is about to get as nakedly corrupt as any story we've talked about all year. So in May, Mr. Witkoff's son Zach announced the first of the deals at a conference in Dubai. One of the Sheikh's investment firms would deposit $2 billion into World Liberty Financial. That's the Trump cryptocurrency startup. That's not just Trump, Witkoff himself. They say that he's divested himself now, but he was part of the startup, and I don't know that it's necessarily established that he did divest himself. But they would put 2 billion with a B, not an M, okay? That's a lot of money. 2 weeks later, the White House agreed to allow the UAE access to hundreds of thousands of the world's most advanced and scarce computer chips, a crucial tool in the high-stakes race to dominate artificial intelligence. Many of those chips would go to G42, a sprawling technology firm controlled by the Sheikh himself, despite national security concerns that the chips could be shared with China. So we weren't giving them these chips because there's not that many to go around. And we were really worried that they would go to the damn commies in China and end up in a missile or whatever. But then they greased the wheels with $2 billion and all of a sudden we can send them. And I want to be very clear. The cryptocurrency thing is Trump family business. The chips is the literal White House. It's not like Trump sold the chips himself. This is his family getting a $2 billion influx of money, and then the government's standing position blocking the sale evaporates. It's suddenly Thanos, and now they can get this incredible windfall of chips that they desperately need. Now, both sides of this, the White House and World Liberty, say there was no connection between the deal, even though the guy Witkoff did both of those deals. It was one trip to one island with one oligarch. And then they locked both of these down. Okay, they say nothing to see here. Asked whether Mr. Witkoff violated federal ethics rules, a spokeswoman said, "Nah, he's working with him. It's cool, full compliance, no ethics considerations." And Donald Trump was asked by a Times reporter about these deals, and he said, "I don't know anything about the crypto deal, but I'm a big crypto fan." He didn't know anything about it. $2 billion gets invested. He can't keep track of every multi-billion-dollar investment that happens at the cryptocurrency company he set up like last year. And then before we get into our discussion, Eric Trump was on CNBC today, and he was asked about this. And the CNBC guy, he talks about both of these deals, and he's like, "I'm not saying they're connected, but they could be." And Eric Trump, if we jump ahead to the last graphic, he's like, "We're far from Hunter Biden, right? Like, we're not just gonna do corruption. I come on CNBC all the time. I'm a businessman. What do you think I'm gonna do? Corruption or something?" And yes, I think that's what happened. I think that in the same way that the UAE jet is the single largest bribe in world history, this might well be the largest act of political corruption our country has ever seen. And nothing is being done about it. New York Times did a great report. There's all these details. You can go read it right now. And I don't expect, Luke, that anything will be done about this, because who's gonna investigate? Pam Bondi? Supreme Court gonna block it? Special counsel gonna get put in? I mean, what's gonna happen? What do you think?
I think Janine Pirro's on the case. I'm not sure, but have you ever milked a cow, John?
I have not milked a cow, no.
Well, you might not be able to guess, bear with me, by my look, but I actually have done farm work, and I milked a cow once, and it really sat with me. I've always reflected on that experience. What you do, you get the udder, right? And you test the milk a little bit. You put your finger like this and then you walk your fingers down. You just squirt out a little bit into a bucket. And then once you're like, all right, it's good, there's no blood in it. If there's blood in it, then they make chocolate milk with that. But if there's not, then they put the sucking device onto it and it just sucks the milk, sucks. And so I remember seeing the corruption of the first Trump term and thinking that was bad corruption. And I'm realizing now that was just them testing the milk. And now they've put the suction cup on and now they're really sucking all of the money out of the proverbial cow that is our government and that is the physician in office. I just thought maybe I'd explain it in a way that would sync with our farmers. But it's honestly disorienting how casual. That's the part. I remember reading about historical events, and the corruption would be something they were trying to hide. It would be in the back rooms. It would be something they were ashamed of, and they would give kind of shaky arguments in defense of. And now it's just out in the open, no guilt, which is disheartening, not just for now, but what this does to the office. It's going to be hard to argue. I hope that future, especially Democratic administrations, correct course here, but it's going to be hard to argue in the interest of norms and laws that prevent against corruption and profiting off of the presidency or these different positions in government after the whole country just witnessed what the Trump family is doing. And I do have to say, because he brought up Hunter Biden, we all were witness to investigations coming out of our ears into Hunter Biden. We learned the size of his, we saw him nude on posters. We witnessed it all in the interest of supposedly preventing President Joe Biden from profiting off the presidency, despite them not being able to prove the connection between Hunter Biden's business dealings and Joe Biden, except for that like a loan was returned or something. But how could you possibly argue, if we want to have a thoughtful conversation about we don't want even children of presidents profiting off of having a name that then gets them a job? How do you argue that and then not care about what the Trump administration is doing? It is, in the Trump family, disturbing.
Yeah, no, it is disturbing. It's not quite as disturbing as the metaphor you used earlier, but it is disturbing, yeah. And thank you for ruining chocolate milk for me, by the way.
Just thought you should know.
I should probably know. I always suspected there was something going on with that. Yeah, this is insane. And by the way, I don't often toot my own horn or whatever, but like I spent the last 2 years like trying to get people to care about this whole crypto thing with Trump and how easy it would be for foreign nationals to just hand over tons of money, totally skirting like campaign finance laws and all that. And they just did it. Any foreign oligarch can just hand over 100 million, $1 billion, $3 billion. The United States government will then give that billionaire or that country massive policy gains. You can just do it. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Why
not?
Would love to see an investigation. Hopefully the Democrats take over the House and we get something. He should be behind bars for this. Steve Witkoff too. They should be behind. This is insane. This is utterly insane. If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?